All right. So, as we usually do, we fired the parts cannon at it. The wiring harness, upon closer inspection, was not good. As you can see, if I can get the GoPro to zoom in on this. It was a nest. The wires that are there, the insulation on them was pretty dry and brittle, and the connections were not good. Switches frozen up. So, in addition to the state of all the junk that was in here, it was only an additional, like, what, 40, 45 bucks or so to get all of this. We've got a new control cluster here, lights, brights and low beams, whatever that is. I think it's your stop. Then you got your starter, choke lever, control module for the CDI, coil, some kind of a relay. I think that might be for the charging system.
No, that's the starter solenoid.
That's the starter solenoid. Key switch, inverter for the charging system, brand new fuse holders, extra accessory switches, everything. That was so cheap we just couldn't, couldn't not do it. Also, new magneto and coil and all that stuff. There's the pickup. Cool stuff. So, as Chris does, he is over here taking apart and putting together. We rolled the engine over by hand. It has compression. It is not stuck. Did we check the oil?
The oil was fine. It looked brand new. Like it got changed and then was.
So you're saying that the oil looked like oil?
Yeah, it looks like oil.
You see that? It's got a little red tinge to it. I'm not sure that oil is not mixed with water. But we'll change it before we run it for any length of time. Some friends in the airbox there. Up on the workbench here we got a mixture of several projects. Chris was working on his expedition. And, as an aside, we got the mower over here. We got the deck on, new blades, new belt, new eye bolts for the deck tensioner and the deck adjustment for height. I mowed with it about an hour or so, about a week ago. Mows good. I've never mowed with a zero turn before. It takes some getting used to, but you can squeeze that sucker into spots and come back out and wiggle your way in and out of all kinds of trouble with this thing. So I'll see if I can find my magnetic mount and we'll do a very satisfying ASMR mowing video. Pretend like we're Copper Creek Cuts Lawn Care out of Florida. Go check him out if you haven't. Great channel. So is Johnny with Blades of what was it? Blades of Grass Lawn Care. Yeah, Johnny, veteran. Go find him. Yeah, Blades of Grass Lawn Care. He's out of Georgia. All right, Mr. Chris, what are we working on?
Just taking all this stuff off, and we're gonna put the new harness on. And so take me just a little while to get it all put on and plumbed in, right?
Yep, so that's going to take a few minutes. He's going to have to pull old wiring harness out, put new wiring harness in. and we will bring you back to the action when he's got all that strung out. Okay guys, jump to 2 days since we left off, and I'll show you what we got done and show you what we didn't get done and why. Wiring harness, coil, ignition module, all pretty much installed. We've got this little control stock right here to clamp down, but we're just going to run that as is for testing purposes, since we need to make sure it works before we mount it all down. So if you guys remember, I said that this all came in a kit. Here's a pro tip. Before you order one of these kits, just take a good visual inspection of all the parts that you currently have. And here's why. Walk around here. We've got our coils here, the old one and the new one. I'm going to sit this right here and see if you guys can tell what the differences are, because the new one here doesn't work. Comment down below if you figured it out already. I'll tell you here in a second. Okay, if you count the poles on this one, there are 6. The one my other brother ordered has 8. That will not work. Not only is it the wrong diameter, let me see the flywheel here, but there are 6 pads inside the flywheel here, so you have to have a 6-pole coil. $14 in 2 days from Amazon. 6-pole coil with the magneto and the wires. So just take stock of that, because you know that stopped us hard. This broke. It's spent time in the sun. Anyway, like I said, it's spent some time in the sun. The plastic is turning to powder, so we're gonna have to get a new fan or a duct or whatever that is. And Chris is going to stay. He's going to install our new parts. And then, once we get everything buttoned back together, we might see if we can put some power to it and squirt a little 2-stroke gas down it. And
first, we're going to make sure it's sparking. That was the problem we had. Flat with the original one, it wasn't.
Louder for the people at home.
It wasn't sparking, making a magnetic charge into causing the thing to work.
Yep. So we were having a no spark situation. So hopefully the parts cannon will cure that. So I will bring you guys back when we are ready to give it a shot. Day 73. Morale is low. Our victuals are much spent, especially our beer. If we don't find land soon, we may have to resort to cannibalism. Okay, well, it's been a couple days later. We now have spark, but we have no vroom vroom. So, you guys know what this is. Well, it's not plugged in, and that's what it read when it was plugged in. So, we have no compression. We checked the valve adjustment. Valves are opening and closing like they should. Set it to, what did we set it to? 4 thousandths on the exhaust and 3 thousandths on the intake. I think, which is right in the middle of the spec. And yeah, we may have to take the jug off and see if we have a piston ring issue. I'm gonna try a crank here. Yeah, here it's not even struggling when it gets to the top of the compression stroke. So, yeah, what to do now? Well, more diagnostics, which means we're probably going to have to take the jug off, which means we're going to have to pull the carb. Does the head come off separate from the jug?
It does.
Well, we'd still need to take the jug off anyway, wouldn't we? Because you're not going to be able to tell much from the head.
Might be able to look at the side of the piston and see. I'd be able to look at
if there's a hole in the top of the piston, then we know. Could put it. We don't have a bore scope, do we?
Nope.
No bore scope.
I don't think there's a hole in the top of the piston. I didn't see one.
Okay. Well, 2 bolts for the valve cover, bolts around the perimeter of the head. Got to take the carb off. We'll bring you back after these words. Well, not really these words. There are no words. We don't have any sponsors yet. We wouldn't mind. This crap's expensive, especially buying all this camera gear. Anyway, we'll be back. All right, guys, it's really only about 15 minutes later. These things apparently are pretty darn easy to tear apart. Here's our cylinder head. It's a little crusty, but the valve mating surfaces seem like they're good, and it makes a nice little thunk when you close the valve. So let's get down into the crux of our issue here. Let me grab that flashlight there. Get him on this side. Yeah, you guys see that right there? No bueno. Top of the piston actually looks really good, so we can probably re-ring that. So what we're going to do, here Chris, take the flashlight. So we're going to order a top-end kit for it. And well, who knows how long that's going to take to get here. Probably not too long if we could find it off Amazon, but we might go to that, what's that Power Sports website?
GoPowersports.com.
GoPowersports.com.
Based out of Keller, Texas. So
Really, they're local-ish. That's good. Well, then we'll definitely be shopping with GoPowersports.com. Get a top-end kit for this. And does that comes with piston rings?
Comes with everything. Okay,
then we'll do that. We watched a video on a Redbeard's garage of him doing a top-end kit on one of these. And I'm not a very mechanical guy, but it seemed pretty easy even by my standards. Chris said it's not hard. I think Chris has done one on a Honda. What was it, a 200?
200 SX.
Yeah, that went in a little 200 TRX not lawnmower, four-wheeler that we've got. And this seems fairly easy. So what we are going to do is we'll get this thrown back together just to keep bugs and waters and things like that out of there. And we will probably cut this video here and get it published to give you guys an update. But that's where it stands. So, yep, no compression, no bueno. All right, guys, be sure to tell your friends. Put some comments down in the videos and hit that like button, guys. The viewership on the channel is kind of not good. So we need some conversation going and some thumbs up, or
need them views.
Yep, we need those views. And even if it's telling us what we've done wrong, which I'm sure there's a lot, but that's kind of why we're doing it. Anyway, guys, take care. Bye. Okay, guys, I was going to end it there, but this is just too good to let you guys miss out on. Check this out. Who needs piston rings? Jesus.
Well, they're just gone.
That is hashed. Ooh.
That has been rode hard.
I'm amazed that it even... I wonder what it sounded like when it stopped. Jesus. No wonder the inside of that jug was all mangled. Okay, well, it is what it is, guys. I thought you'd want to see that. Bye.